What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Marcus Washington. You're on the mark where we talk everything Falcons football, man. I figured I'd pull up to do an impromptu live, after this loss Sunday. Everybody's in the tailspin. The blame game is happening. Fans are turning on each other. Some fans have turned against the logo, and it is what it is. It's what happens when you lose for a solid month for the second time in 2 years. This is what happens. There are a lot of optimistic people out here that think that Atlanta's just going to flip the damn switch and we're going to go on a run. I told y'all 3 weeks ago, this was a wrap. We're not going anywhere. And I always say this, when you play like shit, you don't deserve to go to the playoffs. However, there were some things that I saw on Sunday that kind of was like deja vu. So I know everybody's seen the Michael Penix post-game interview where it looked like he was just absolutely just dejected and just not himself, and it's sad to see a guy like that, especially a young guy, when this isn't even on him. I hear people talking about Michael Penix as a bust. The man hasn't even played a whole fucking season. That's from the games he played last year and the games he's played this year. He hasn't even played a full fucking season. And then they're saying he's a bust with the knowledge that the offensive coordinator is absolute ass. But there were some things that I saw in these, and this is why I don't really like watching press conferences when we're getting our ass tore out the frame, because it's the same thing. We're in week 10 now. We keep hearing things are going to get fixed. We keep hearing that. Like, when are things going to get fixed, bro? Y'all don't have that many games left. When are y'all going to fix these things? I'm not blaming a goddamn quarterback who doesn't even have a full season under his belt with a trash offensive coordinator. Everybody can agree that he's trash. But I can imagine how this kid feels. I mean, Michael Penix is, in so many words, has told y'all Zach's trash. Man, I just call the plays that come to me. Do you have a chance to audible? But I just call the plays that are, I just call the plays. You got Drake London talking about, hey man, I just run the routes. Kind of reminiscent of something Kyle Pitts said a couple years ago. But to see him dejected, it reminded me of Desmond Ridder. People, bad offensive coordinators will fucking destroy a young quarterback. How many times have we seen this in the league, fam? Baker Mayfield, he went somewhere else and got better. Josh Allen. Patrick Mahomes didn't fly out the box in MVP. First-year quarterbacks are going to fall on their ass sometimes, man, and that's cool. Jaden Daniels had a phenomenal year last year, but that was a Cinderella year. Now look at where he's at. Injured, out for the rest of the season. And when he was in, really wasn't what he was last year. And you can argue Washington should have lost 3 of those games that they won. The other team gift wrapped it for them, us being one of them. Look at Caleb Williams over in Chicago. This is commonplace. You put a bad OC with a young quarterback, they're going to fucking struggle. No quarterback coming out of the box is that good because you don't get to call your plays as a fucking rookie or a first-year quarterback. You don't. I haven't seen a rookie quarterback just disregard what the OC is calling and then they draw up plays. But for whatever reason now, we got and it's a small portion of the Falcons fan base that think Michael Penix is a bust because, oh man, his accuracy isn't good and, his footwork, yada, yada, yada. Dude, all quarterbacks ain't perfect. It's been a while, if ever, have I seen a quarterback go perfect in a game. Quarterbacks miss throws. Quarterbacks take sacks. But when you have a bad OC, look at what happens. Mac Jones, prime example. They ran him out of New England. Even though they got beat by the Rams Sunday, he's looked competent. Sam Darnold, the list goes on and on. But you got a bad OC. Man, Penix ain't the goods, man. He just ain't the goods. I think we should have went somewhere else, man. I think we should have went defense or some shit like that. And Kirk proved it this year. It ain't the QB. But now the argument with Kirk, oh man, his arm fell off the bone, man. He done. Same play calling, same result. I don't give a fuck who you put under center with this team. They're not going to be successful under this offensive scheme and Zach Robinson coaching the fucker. That's why I can't evaluate Penix until you get a competent OC in here. Penix is talking about he has nobody to talk to really on the sideline. And the thing I like about Michael Penix is this. He's almost too honest for his own good. But at this point, what this front office is doing is just torturing the fan base and just damaging the product to high hell. You got Raheem in here and Zach saying the same shit. We just I have the utmost faith in Zach. We just got to get some things fixed. We got to get some things worked and sorted out, and we'll come out, we'll do it in practice, and then we'll come out and do it on Sunday. And then Sunday passed, they don't do none shit. And these players are tired of this shit. People are criticizing Penix. Where are these turnovers though? Where he got hit for the fucking sack fumble, that was on Kyle Pitts. The reason why Desmond Ridder got his ass benched is he could not protect the football. And that's something as a young quarterback you simply cannot do. You can't turn over the football. But we said when Ridder came out, this boy ain't ready. We had to hear that whole season. No, Desmond got the tangibles. He got the tangibles. And we like, this boy ain't ready to play no goddamn starting NFL football. That was Alex, I'm about to call him Alex Smith. Arthur Smith ruined this boy. I don't think Desmond Ridder's on a roster. Last time I checked, that man he was auditioning for the Jets. But I noticed something. I want to play something real quick. Because this is what Sunday reminded me of. Let me put this up. Now I'm going to play this. Some of y'all have already seen this. We played it, what was it, last year? When it went down. And as much as I called Desmond Cheeks, and he was, I'm going to stand behind that. I felt so badly for this kid because Arthur Smith ruined him. OC, a bad OC can do this to a fucking quarterback. And remember, the plan was for Michael Penix not to even play the first 2 years, right? Kirk Cousins gets hurt, lies about an injury. They got to march. Michael Penix out. So honestly, Michael Penix is a year early in his development. But let's play this.
Through the last 24 hours, what maybe a whirlwind it's been for you?
It's been a little whirlwind, Thought I was going Monday night, support the Cardinals, and then, things went down. Was fortunate enough to be able to come here, get called up, and, got in on Tuesday, or got in Monday night late, was in here later, and then came in early Tuesday morning, just been learning the playbook, just trying to get to it.
What's your early feel just about being in?
Now, to give context to this, he left here and went to the Cardinals. Played, I think, the preseason. They got rid of him. So now I think with this, he's in Oakland now. So inside of 6 to 7 months, this man went from a starting quarterback to being on 3 teams. And within 7 months, this man went from a starting quarterback of an NFL franchise to being on 3 separate teams.
The locker room and with the organization.
Yeah, it's a great place. Great players, great leaders around here. You saw it out there at practice. I'm just excited to go out there, excited to have the opportunity to come out here and play football again. Obviously being on the practice squad of Arizona, coming here, like I said, just being able to go out there and play meaningful football.
Desmond, get a chance to catch up with.
Now I'm gonna pause it right here. This is a broken guy. This is a broken guy right here. Inside of a year. And people think it's all about the quarterback. Arthur Smith was not a good OC. He wasn't. Those are just the facts. This man rolled Desmond Ridder out there with no competition in the offseason. None. And mind you, Desmond Ridder wasn't a first or second round guy. So Dez was set up to fail from the jump. Bad OC. Ain't no telling. He probably had the same issues Michael Penix is currently having right now. Nobody to really talk to when he goes to the sideline. This was inside of a fucking year, and they broke this kid.
Trey Tucker yet, former college teammate, and looking forward to getting it in with practice at him a little bit.
Yeah, I got him 1 ball today, but no, that was one of the first guys I hit up when there was even thought of coming here, and he thought I was joking, and then about 24 hours later I texted him again, asked him if he had a place to stay, and then I think he knew it was pretty real. So
Did he have a place to stay?
He still hasn't got back to me on that yet, so no, I'm in the hotel right now, but we're working on it.
I know it's been just, like a brief period here, but what have been your impressions of working with Garner and, like you said, learning the playbook? How helpful has it been to have him?
It's been great. Garner's a guy who's been in the league for a while. He's gotten a lot of reps out there. A lot of carryover from both of my offenses from Atlanta, from Arizona. So, the transition has been easier. Obviously not easy, but it's been easier. So just really coming out here, learning footwork, learning the intricate details of each play. They're helping me and they're there with me anytime I need it. And, it's a great room we got.
Let me go back to this. He said something that was very, very fucking imperative. Now, this man was a starting quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons, right? Played a year. Listen to what this man just said about this team.
Year, obviously not easy, but it's been easier. So just really coming out here, learning footwork, learning.
This man said learning footwork. Learning footwork. He was a quarterback for a whole fucking year, a starting quarterback. You know what people were complaining about with Michael Penix now? Footwork. Footwork. His footwork sloppy. That's what people were criticizing Michael Penix of right now. Listen to what Desmond Ridder just fucking said. He was a quarterback here for a whole entire fucking year.
Arizona, so the transition has been easier. Obviously not easy, but it's been easier. So just really coming out here, learning footwork, learning the intricate details of each play.
Now I get it. You have to learn a new playbook, no matter where you go. This man's talking about footwork. So now I'm like, what's really going on with Atlanta? Because you can clearly see Michael Penix is, I've said this, I don't know how many times. The minute this kid learns how to use his legs, he's going to be fucking dangerous. That's including footwork. Now, the one thing I'll give Desmond Ridder credit for that Michael Penix hasn't fully developed, Penix would run. Not Penix, but Desmond Ridder would run. But Desmond Ridder's accuracy was terrible too. It was terrible too. So now when I talk about cleaning house, I'm talking about these quarterback coaches too. Everybody needs to go. Because last time I checked, Ridder ain't been here in years. And people's criticism, one of their main criticisms, is footwork and accuracy. But here Desmond Ridder is a couple years ago talking about goddamn footwork.
They're helping me and they're there with me anytime I need it. And, it's a great room we got.
From afar, what were your impressions of the Raiders as an organization and as a roster, too, before coming?
Man, as an organization, I know, the fan base, one of the best fan bases, from Oakland to Vegas. I mean, they show up and show out. So that's really what I'm excited for, to go out there on Sunday and really, see the black hole, see what it's really about. So it'll be fun. But this team, I know this team fights week in and week out, always in the game, never out, and that's what I'm excited for.
How are you kind of approaching this opportunity?
And I'm playing this entire thing to kind of prove a point here. So he's no longer with the Raiders, of course. But this is a team that almost beat us last year. He was the quarterback on that team. They were a play away from beating us. Actually, they were the team that got us out of the 4-game skid, and we barely got past them. This guy almost beat us. And Desmond Ridder is not a starting quarterback in this league. He's a backup. But that's probably what he always was, which is another problem with Atlanta. But I'm showing this to show that once you get broken like this, it's hard to come back. It's hard to come back. But this next question, you'll see what I mean.
Yeah, taking it day by day. Obviously, I got to come in and learn the playbook. That's obviously day one. So I'm just coming in here, feeling it out. And, when that time's ready to go, that's when, we'll be ready to go. So every single day, just coming in here, trying to better myself mentally, physically, emotionally, and just trying to be a better person, better teammate.
You mentioned that, but as a former third-round pick, 2022, how do you kind of keep fueling yourself to look for opportunities to be able to start on a football team?
Because I was just cut 3 months ago. That should be enough, opportunity, enough motivation to keep me going anytime. I back home, I got the call and everything, and my daughter's like, "Daddy, where are you going?" I'm like, "Gotta go to Vegas." But I know I do everything for them. I do everything for my family. So this is just another opportunity to go out and prove to them, prove to myself, prove to everyone that I can be out here and go do this.
Yeah, Desmond.
And unfortunately, the young guy never got that opportunity. Never got it. Meanwhile, Arthur Smith is in fucking Pittsburgh like Atlanta never happened. Bad OCs destroy young quarterbacks. I'll take it a step further. Bad OCs destroy quarterbacks, period. And when you don't have the support of the team, which is now what we're seeing might be common in Atlanta. Because we threw Desmond under the bus. But I made sure to keep it a thou wow. Arthur Smith was the main culprit behind this shit. I never got off of Arthur Smith's neck. Because this kid never should have been starting. There should have been a fucking competition. You benched the boy 3 times. How the fuck is somebody supposed to come back from that? A young quarterback? You got benched 3 times in 1 year. And then when your backup was no better, you brought him back in. How you think? Listen, these guys are human, fam. These guys are human. And the problem that I have with us trying to give these coaches a little rope is we don't give the players rope at all. At all. We hang the players and then talk about, man, you know, I just keep Raheem and I keep Zach till the end of the year. When they've already proven to you that they're trash. They've already proven this to you. This is why I'm not going to critique Penix. Not the way I see some people critiquing him. Does he have work? Yeah, he's a fucking rookie for the most part. A year ahead of the development that they had planned for him. His footwork needs work. He needs to learn to get rid of the ball when there's not a play to be made. And when he's outside of the pocket and you got room, run. These are things that can be taught to him fairly easy. I know it because I've seen other quarterbacks learn how to do shit. But I said I was going to play the whole thing, but we can end this this interview right here. But I wanted to show you guys how this guy came from our organization and he's going other places and he's just a broken man. Now he ain't even on the team. And this reminded me when I saw Penix broken, damn near, just dejected. My mind went straight to this video. Bro, the expectations from from a kid with his first full starting season under his belt. And you know he has a bad OC. Now, if we had a good OC, this would probably be an issue. But y'all know our OC butt cheeks. Y'all know he's cheeks. And man, you know, we got the wrong quarterback, man. We just got the wrong quarterback. Come on, bruh. You honestly can't really grade what Penix could be. Everybody knows this scheme's trash. Other teams know it. You got Zach talking about he's going over to the opposing teams and they're giving him good intel about his offense. Huh? You got a head coach that's fucking delusional when he talks about our OC. I have the utmost confidence in Zach, in Z-Rob. I have the utmost confidence that he'll be able to turn it down, turn it around and, fix things that need to be fixed. How? You're on a fucking month losing streak. How? Your offense is boring to watch. Everybody knows what you're going to do. Some calls are just absolutely questionable as hell. These tight end screens, the Kyle Pitts on third downs that don't work, he's still running them. 1st and 10 to Bijan every single time damn near, he's still doing it. But people out here questioning Penix. Man, we don't got the right quarterback, man. He wasn't the goods. Oh, our offensive coordinator, he trashed too. How can both be true? Your boy, man, matter of fact, let me pull this up. Penix been telling y'all guys, honestly, in the nicest way possible, my offensive coordinator is absolute ass. He's been telling y'all this. Not only him, these other players have been pretty much telling y'all, this guy awful. You look at all the good quarterbacks right now that are doing their damn thing. You know what they all have in common? They have great offensive coordinators. They have coordinators that know what the fuck they're doing. All right, let me pull this up. And thank you for everybody that's in the chat, man. I appreciate y'all being here. So let's go here. And we're gonna pick up. I think Penix has asked a question about Darnell Mooney, and you know Penix trying to be as nice as he can. Darnell's gone after this year. He's not the same player he was last year. Last year, you know, was a breakout season honestly for him. Then he gets hurt, and there are excuses coming out now that he's not fully healthy. Listen, man, take him off the fucking field then. Y'all keeping everybody else off the field. Y'all putting motherfuckers on IR every week, it seems. But he's not the same guy. And for the balls that Michael Penix doesn't deliver, a couple of our players dropped balls that were right in their fucking lap Sunday. Him being one of them. So let's go and get to this.
Better, and I'm looking forward to that.
Is that something that you can do in practice, or is that something that has to happen on Sundays? Like, how does that happen? That's what I'm saying.
Taking it one step at a time. Not trying to answer and solve every problem at one time, but if it's just getting better each and every day, getting 1% better, fixing one thing each and every day, so that we can build up that chemistry. And obviously we mid-season, you probably thinking like it should have been built by now, but at the same time, it's football, it's not always going to go the way we want.
Mouse fast enough. Again, he's telling you subtly, you got to color the lines with this.
Trying to answer and solve every problem at one time, but if it's just getting better each and every day, getting 1% better, fixing one thing each and every day, so that we can build up that chemistry. And obviously we mid-season, you probably thinking like it should have been built by now, but
the man's telling you without really telling you. It should have already been built by now. We keep hearing this fix. We mid-season. You would have thought it'd been built by now. This coming out of his mouth. And he's saying you guys would have thought. This is what he talking about. But they can't come out here and just tell y'all the truth. Which is what Ray probably did. Which is what got him cut. But while we're out here firing wide receivers coaches, we got a special team coach who is failing every single fucking week. Let's continue.
At the same time, it's football. It's not always gonna go the way we want it to go, but it's always room for improvement. It don't matter what point in the season you're in, and I know me and him and that connection, we definitely want to improve, and we will.
You being so hard on yourself, Mike, would you say that it has affected you sometimes on the field?
Nah, see, I don't let that stuff affect me on the field. When I'm on the field, all that stuff go away, but Yeah, I don't let it affect me.
I'm gonna disagree with this. I think it does affect him. Here's why. Penix has a tell. Um, on a play that shouldn't have been made, he smiles. And I think the smile is to keep him from like absolutely like going mad. That's one thing as a coach, I would tell Penix to stop that shit right now. You're playing a game, right? For all intents and purposes, it's entertainment, right? It's a football game. But goddamn it, I don't want to see you smiling when shit like this happens. But you know what? I can't actually blame him because our fucking coach smiles when we lose. Things like that, you have to coach these things out of players. Ain't no tell. I believe the kid is competitive as hell. But if I see you miss a throw, you can't get up and smile about it. But I can't blame him when his coach is doing the same exact shit. This is why I know we have the wrong guy. Right guy would have properly adjusted this week 1. When he comes to the sideline, what the fuck you smiling for? Coach, nah, no, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see you smiling on plays that need to be made. Show that frustration on the field. That you see the greats, the fucking greats. You saw that. You saw that in Tom Brady. You saw that in Kobe. You saw that in Michael Jordan. They wasn't smiling. If you want to be great, take this shit serious. When you're smiling, it makes it seem like you're not taking it serious. But again, this is something that they should have adjusted in coaching this kid, which they haven't because they're incompetent as coaches. Not everybody is going to be as stoic as Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has the same response on his face, and I'd actually rather take that. But the greats, yeah, they only smiling when they whooping your ass. When you down by 17, ain't no smiling. But again, that's a minor thing for me. That's not me saying that I don't think he's competitive. I think this kid is very competitive because you can tell the way losing affects him. But the smiling, yeah, you can't have that on a play that should have went somewhere.
On the field, for sure.
Chris also made the point that none of us know what it's like to be an NFL quarterback. I would imagine that feels like a lot of weight on your shoulders. How do you deal with that part of it, internalize all of that?
Trusting in God, trusting in my faith, trusting in my preparation each and every week, and just going out there and having fun. I don't play for anybody's expectations. I don't play for anybody's pats on the back. Man, I play for God's glory and that alone. And as long as I keep that mindset and continue to keep God first, I know everything's gonna be okay. It don't matter what point in my career I'm in. I know I see a lot of things that people say, "Oh, I'm only a certain amount of games in," but at the end of the day, I got to be my best for this team, and it's gonna come out. And each and every day, I feel like I'm getting better. Each and every week, I feel like I'm getting better, and it'll come around. We'll figure it out.
Is there something that you've struggled with that feels uncharacteristic to you, where you think to yourself, "I've made that play. I've done that 1,000 times. Why didn't I do it right there?"
Nah, I just hinted on it with the first question. It's just kind of just the open God thing. Hitting the open receiver. That's about it. I feel like just got to do a better job with that.
Is footwork an issue there? Is that something that you're focused on?
Yeah. It's a combination.
Footwork comes back up. Footwork comes back up. Now notice that's a question the reporter asked. Footwork. That's something that a lot of people have been complaining about, and rightfully so. His footwork definitely has to get better, and it can be better if it's fucking coached properly. And this is the issue with coaching. No, man, listen. Players have to make plays. I understand that 100%. Players have to make plays. But at the same time, if you're not coached properly, they ain't going to make the plays. Them just facts. When you have a bad offense, when you have a Tecmo Bowl offensive playbook, good night. Good night. You're not winning nothing. But when you get proper guys in there that say, hey, listen, you need to work on this. I'm going to team you up with this guy. That's what y'all going to work on all off season. I expect you to come back in this motherfucker like Gregory Hines. When OTAs start, you better come in here like Gregory motherfucking Hines. I better be absolutely impressed by your footwork. But they're not doing any of this. The coaches, man, these guys just here to get a paycheck, bro. Raheem know he gone at the end of the season. Zach know he gone at the end of the season. So, hey, every fucking week they're not fired. They get to go cash in. Now, I mean, they're going to cash in regardless because they're under contract, but still. But if I was the coach, you Gregory Hines in your second season, bro. You going to be out here behind center stepping in the name of love. Footwork shouldn't even be an issue for you. And again, these are things you can coach up.
A lot of things, but at the end of the day, I got to make it happen. Whatever it is, if it's my footwork, if it's the way I'm going through my progressions, my tying my eyes and my feet together, it's all a part of it,
Everyone always makes a big deal about like pace of play coming from college to the NFL. Do you feel like maybe you're still getting used to that like pace of play right now, and you're not fully okay? No.
Nah, I feel good.
This is a division opponent you get to face for a second time. What do you remember from you met them early in the season? Does that matter now?
It don't. But obviously, if you look back at that game, I feel like for them they probably feel like they had success in that game. So maybe they do show some of the same things that they did in that game. But we'll be ready for every look, and we'll definitely make it a better game than what we did last time. But outside of that, I don't know.
What do you say about Tyler Allgeier's performance? Raheem said that he's probably the least talked about superstar on this team. So what do you say about Tyler so far?
Man, he's awesome. He's great. He's amazing. I know Raheem hit on it before to the media like this. We don't have like a 1 and a 2. It's a 1A, 1B.
Oh no, y'all definitely got a 1 and a 2. Y'all definitely got a 1 and a 2. As much as I love Tank, and I love Tank, he's 2. You can't say you got a 1 and a 2, and your 1 is a generational talent. Goddamn, Jonathan Taylor ran for damn near 300 yards, and the first thing he did was go over there and tell Bijan he up next. He ain't do that to Tank. And again, we Tank fans over here. But he ain't go over to Tank and tell him that. He told Bijan that. So there's a clear 1 and a clear 2, right? So again, what I like about Penix, man, is it's hard for you not to like him as far as personality wise. It's hard not to like him. There are some things he definitely needs to clean up. So I don't want anybody coming over here talking about, man, we can't talk about the quarterback. Man, y'all can talk about whatever y'all want to over here. It's clear that he does need work. The difference is this guy is still effectively in his rookie season, damn near. So we can't hold this guy to the same standards we hold in a 3 or 4 year vet. If he's like this in 2 years, come holler at me. Matter of fact, I'm probably already hollering. But I see what's going on here. I can see the forest for the trees. He doesn't have competent coaching. This happened in Chicago. They were calling Caleb Williams a bust. And Caleb went higher than Penix. Caleb's first year, they was calling him a bust. Look at who they had as a coordinator. Look at who they had as a head coach. These things take time. They've always taken time. Even with Desmond Ridder. When Desmond Ridder got the start, I'm like, okay. First couple of games, I can already tell. I'm like, ugh, boy, this is skiddish. But I never had Desmond Ridder pegged as a starter. Then it became evident when he started turning over the fucking ball at a rapid clip. So the defense was essentially playing with 12 men on the field. So we couldn't trust it. Despite everything you might want to say about Michael Penix, justified or not, look at the turnovers this year. The turnover Sunday wasn't even on him. He's protecting the football for the most part, which is what you expect any quarterback to do. Not a rookie, not a young guy, just a quarterback in general. Right? You expect him to protect the football, which is what he's doing. But again, we'll continue.
Type of deal, and man, he's amazing. You know, the physicality that he brings. You know, just the way that he runs is different. You know, it's different. You see him pick the knees up, and you know, if he on the corner, he gonna drop his shoulder and punish you. So it's definitely great to be able to have that, and obviously with Bijan as well. You know, having both of those guys, it's definitely something amazing. And I don't feel like I feel like it's the best running back duo out there, and he puts in a lot of work each and every day, and that's why it shows on game day.
How selfless is Tyler? I mean, he is in a room with Bijan, and Bijan's been getting so much praise this season. But do you ever see it impact Tyler?
No, I don't, man. He always come in here with a smile on his face, ready to work. You know, he's a team guy. He wants to see everybody win, and him and Bijan got an amazing relationship. So I couldn't see him ever, feeling some type of way about the reps and stuff like that. Definitely because of that relationship as well. But he's been nothing but great since I've been here.
What's his personality like if he comes in with a smile all the time? I feel like he can be a little goofy.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. He could be goofy. He could be a little weird. he got it all. He's a great person, great player as well.
You're halfway through your first year as a starter in the NFL. Do you feel like you're any different now than you were when this whole journey started, just this season?
Yeah, for sure. You growing, you learning, you seeing more ball each and every week. Seeing a lot of different unscouted looks, and
I feel like about a couple of these looks. So one of the things I have an issue on is definitely third down. I think everybody has an issue when you're that horrible on third down. Yeah, it's not these third downs. I'd probably give Penix 15% of the blame. And reason being is a couple of these, where he threw the ball in the dirt with intentional ground, and it's like, goddamn, you got to know where your players are. However, what I've noticed is these these route trees are fucking deep. There's no quick outlets. So it's basically Penix dropping back like 2 or 3 steps and just throwing it deep. I'm like, where are the quick routes? So again, like even with this, I can't. It's hard for me to fault a guy when your OC is so fucking terrible. It's hard to evaluate him. It really is. When you fam, I'm telling you, in the offseason, if Atlanta actually did the right thing by its fans by bringing somebody in here who knows what the fuck they're doing, and they get a solid offensive coordinator, you will see this shit shift. I mean, it'll be night and day. They're not running any of these routes across Michael Penix's face, meaning the middle of the fucking field. They're not. Like, it's terrible how this goddamn organization is being run, and now it's starting to actually show. You're starting to see this get to these players mentally. And when you get to guys mentally, they check out. A lot of them check out. We lose the dude, I'm telling you this, off top. We lose Carolina Sunday. These players, they thinking about Cancun. They done. They done. Because why the fuck are we out here playing? Why? Outside of money. And then we're going to have to listen. Then we're going to have to listen to Raheem Morris come back in here. And let me hold on. I'm trying to get to the part to where he might
seeing the ball is definitely
hold on.
Us, and they might feel like they can. And at the end of the day, football isn't my identity, you know. Even though, like we talked about, just being hard on myself, you know. But at the end of the day, I'm still human. Each and every high level.
Raheem has mentioned more than once about how he and you are the lightning rods for the team. When things going well, you get credit, and when things are not going so well, you're targeted for criticism. During this 4-game skid, have you been doing anything? Have you been trying to insulate yourself from that type of social media or anything else?
Nah, man, I'm human. I'm not perfect. I know that. Even though, like we talked about, just being hard on myself, you know. But at the end of the day, I'm still human. Each and every person on this field is human. So at the end of the day, that stuff don't matter. You know, I know who I am inside, and at the end of the day, football isn't my identity. You know, I'm a son of God, and that's what I believe in, and I just walk by faith and, you know, not by sight and not by what other people are saying. So I just continue to go about my day each and every day just like that, and, you know, I continue to pray to God, and everything will be good. So.
Are there any like similar experiences that you've had in the past, like when it comes to just like, you know, it's your first year as a starter in the NFL? Are there any similarities like when you first played in college, like going from high school level to college and just kind of adapting?
I know. I'm pretty sure y'all saw the part of the video where he talked about he has nobody to really talk to on the sideline. Hold on, let me get back to my stuff. We showed enough of it. But yeah, that really bothered me a lot because, again, you know, Raheem Morris threw this guy under the bus last year. You know, a lot of people forgot about that. How he threw his quarterback under the fucking bus in the after the Washington game. Y'all remember that? When he swallowed that timeout? And then when trying to explain it, he threw his quarterback under the bus. A bona fide rookie at that point. So again, man, this isn't on Penix at all. You know, quarterbacks miss passes all the time. Teams lose. Buffalo got their heads beat in by Miami. That's an MVP. We beat the MVP. Ain't nobody talking about trading Josh Allen. Kansas City started off the season 0-2. I ain't hear nobody talking about, man, Patrick Mahomes and fell off a cliff. Lamar Jackson, they were like, what, 0-4? Who talked about trading Lamar? And they started out with an embarrassing loss to the Bills. And these guys that I'm mentioning are vets, MVP winners. Everybody has a bad game. A lot of people have a bad season. You notice ain't nobody talked about Joe Burrow this year at all. But I don't hear nobody talking about, man, you know what? When Joe Burrow come back, man, we need to find a way to get rid of him. But Penix, and we know what the situation is here. Baltimore was losing games because they lost players left and right, including Lamar Jackson for a minute. Kansas City came into this season with a lot of their weapons not available to them. One being Xavier Worthy. I think went out the first game. One of them guys went out the first game on an injury. Then one guy they were waiting to get back. This happened with Philly. Y'all remember when they were talking about they didn't think Jalen Hurts was the guy. This was Philly talking. Jalen's first year. Nah, he ain't it. He ain't it. He's not it. Man that went to 2 Super Bowls, got him a chip. Our situation, we clearly know what the problem is. It's not him. You get the problem out of here and actually get the solution in here, you'll see this kid thrive, man. But I'm not calling this guy a bust by any stretch of the fucking imagination. Marcus Mariota is a bust. That's a definition of a bust. But you look at Marcus Mariota's first couple of seasons, I think that man went through 3 different coordinators in 5 years. I'm telling y'all, fam, everywhere you see a broken quarterback, there's probably an even more broken offensive coordinator. Offensive coordinators make their team look good, no matter who the fuck's back there. Now, will they be as good as the starter that was there? If a starter goes out and a backup comes in, are they going to be twice as good? Rarely happens. But they're still a stable offense. Minnesota. I remember, what was that, 3 years ago? They had a guy. They signed a guy. This man came off the plane. He didn't even know the players' names. And they whooped us. He didn't even know the entire playbook. They came in here and whooped us. But that was a coordinator knowing, okay, I got to play to this kid's strengths. Appreciate that, Ryan. Josh Dobbs came in here and I'm like, bro, how did we got beat by a guy that just got on the plane Tuesday? That's Atlanta. That's why people are getting fed up. Because the front office isn't putting the right people in the right places for us to succeed. Most of the time that I've been a fan, it's peanut butter without the jelly or jelly without the peanut butter. You got a great offense, trash defense. When we went to our first Super Bowl, which is a rarity that this has happened with Atlanta, we had a top 10 offense, we had a top 10 defense. When we went in 2016, we had the 5th best offensive scoring offense. I think we were like 5th or some shit like that. All time. Defense was 27. Now we got a good defense, but even on that side, defense is doing all they can, man. They're doing all they can. And we got guys hurt on the defensive side of things, and we still balling. That defense was on the field almost 20 fucking minutes longer. Fam, you can't win. And we still went. Man, let me pull up these numbers. Because this is gonna piss me off now that I think about it. The time of possession was absolutely fucking disrespectful, bro. And we still We still went into overtime. This is why I tell people Atlanta ain't that far off. We're not that far off, man. We are not that far off. But for whatever reason, this front office purposely puts the wrong fucking people in positions. And it's maddening, bruh. It's maddening. Hold on, I'm pulling up the numbers right now. I'm about to give myself another goddamn headache. All right, so time of possession was 40 minutes for the Colts. Ours was 26. So I want y'all to picture something. Now, at my age, I'm 44. Just imagine playing basketball for 40 minutes. Or even just doing something where you have to be at peak performance for 40 minutes. They're constantly on the fucking field. And they're playing the best offensive team in the league right now. If your offense gives you anything, a field goal, a fucking field goal, we win the game. Because there was a time where they were stuck at 17 for God knows how long. The offense was either turning over the Colts or they were getting them the fuck off the field. And you know what Atlanta did? They gave the ball right the fuck back. I kept putting this on Facebook. And they gave the ball right the fuck back. And they gave the ball right the fuck back. And would you know, they gave the ball right back. Any one of those situations, if they hit a fucking field goal, they win the game. But you can't expect your defense to be on the goddamn field for 40 fucking minutes, bruh. And you win. And them not give up nothing. That other team on the other side, they're professionals too. But the fact that you lose by one, playing against New England, who's having a good season, and you lose in overtime, playing the best team in the league right now. Both those games, arguably, you should have won. Both of them, arguably, you should have won. When I look at this and I'm like, boy, if you had somebody that can just draw up plays, that can get you to the red zone. So again, man, in closing, give this kid some time, man. I know we're frustrated, and I know we like to the quarterback is usually the easiest guy to target and put blame on because he does touch the ball every single play. But we're missing guys on the line. It's just you got to get the right people in here, man. You got to. And now my biggest thing is the longer you keep Raheem and Zach intact, you're gonna do more mental damage to this kid. Not only him, but these other players. That's why I'm like, get rid of them now. If you get rid of them now and you have interim coaches, these players know at the end of the year, these interim guys ain't going to be here. So it's like, okay, well, let's just play the season out and we'll see how everything turns out after that. But the fact that you keep putting Raheem and Zach on the sideline, it's just a reminder to them that they're going to lose. When you lose faith in somebody, you don't want to be around them. Them facts. When somebody's fucked you over, the last thing you want to do is see them on Sunday. When somebody, case in point, you work with coworkers, right? Working 9 to 5. But one coworker keeps fucking up everything. Every time you come in, and you see this motherfucker, you're like, man, this motherfucker. Or a manager, better yet. There are some jobs where you have that one manager. You clock in, you see him, and just completely fucks up your whole day. You go get a cup of coffee. Who here today? Smith? God damn, man. Smith? Yeah. Completely alters your goddamn day on the job. You come in on Tuesday. Who here today? Oh, man, Thomas is here. Oh, shit, man. I'm going to go holler at him real quick. We got Smith here. Don't nobody want to work under Smith. We need to get us a Thomas in here. Bad management. Terrible assistant managers. But this store got to run somehow. GM's hands are tied. We got a shadow GM in Rich McKay. Who, again, some people don't think Rich McKay is the problem. If Rich McKay's hands are supposed to be off of goddamn football operations, he shouldn't even be in the room when the decisions have to be made. So just think about how bad the optics are. Now you got your front office lying to you in your face. But buy that merch, though. Yeah, we lying to you. Man, we've lost 8 straight years, man, but get them season tickets. We got $2 hot dogs over here, man. They fired too. They fired. Yeah, you know, man, don't worry about the winning, man. Don't that's part of it, man. We got them Outcast hoodies coming out. Buy that merch. This is beginning to look more like a business every day than a football team. This is Arthur Blank's human yacht. Not physical yacht, human yacht. I own a football team. Now what the Colts are doing over there, they like, we want to win now. Fuck the dumb shit. Well, I mean, we can go playoffs, you know, we can, no. Give us Sauce Gardner. We trying to win now. Meanwhile, we sitting here holding our dicks, wondering when we gonna fire a goddamn coach who's been incompetent since he's been a coach. So again, man, I'm gonna put my feet to the fire on the front office. You lose to Carolina, boy, you might lose the fan base for the year. And when I talk about lose the fan base, I mean we just gonna stop caring about these games. Mentally, a lot of Falcon fans are gonna clock out. Mentally. A few might walk across the street and throw on another jersey, which I would never do. You lose to Carolina, bruh. Fan base then clocked out. Playoffs, huh? And for the optimism, for the optimistic fans, man, I really salute. I salute you. You get fans on here that are so delusional, bruh. We're gonna run the table. Huh? Watch what I tell you. We're gonna run the table. When? Carolina, watch what I tell you. We gonna win 7 straight. Bro, they sitting here talking about fixing shit. We ain't running no, what table? We might run into a table. We ain't running no table. This team ain't shown you they can beat anybody. With competent coaching, we smoking the next 3 teams we playing. With competent coaching. Carolina just coming to lose. If we had competent coaching, Carolina just showing up to get it over with. But Carolina done already dusted us. We ain't running no table. But you got some man, I admire y'all. The level of delusion that it takes is epic. And I hear all the stuff you try to say. Hey man, look. We should have beat New England, man. We should have beat them. You know, the kicker cost us. We should have beat them. And we should, man, listen. We went into overtime with the best team in the league, man. We running the table. We almost there. We running the table. Bruh, you'd have to damn near run the table just to get into the playoffs. You fuck around, lose to Carolina if you want to. You already got some of these guys, man. Listen, some of these content creators I'll be watching. Shout out to Moose with Falcons Today. I saw the optimism in his eyes at the beginning of the season. I saw it. There was that spark there. You can see it. It was beautiful. Now this motherfucker got a petition to get Zach and Raheem the fuck up out of here. They dropping F-bombs over there now. Yeah, hey, listen, they can only drop it once or twice because they got to keep that monetization. I get it. But people come over here for the good shit or the cursing because we all do good content. But I didn't seen some content creators just absolutely. We different. We different now, man. From the beginning of the season, man, we looked at the schedule. That's work. That's work. That's a pack right there. That's a pack right there. Oh, Carolina, that's definitely a pack. Man, I ain't smoked a pack in a month, bruh. I'm out here football nicotine free. And this pack, even if we beat Carolina, this pack ain't even gonna hit hard. It's Carolina. You supposed to dunk on your little brother. But the crazy part about it, you dropped to Carolina. Raheem Morris, you have a losing record against baby bro in the division. You got Carolina, the Saints, and the Jets. This should have been light work. But I'm telling you, man, it is what it is. I'm not putting any of this. This year with Penix, it's a wash. Now we see the things that he needs to work on, footwork being one of them. Learning how to use his legs. And we knew his accuracy was an issue when we drafted him. That can be fixed too. So a lot of the problems that we're seeing, honestly, they're fixable problems. With Desmond Ridder, they were not fixable. He's turning over the ball. And ironically, the game that broke Desmond Ridder fans was Carolina. The ones that were holding on for dear life, trying to cape for Desmond Ridder, it all went off the goddamn hinges against Carolina. We had to hear guys talk about, man, see, y'all don't know football. See, I've been coaching Okmulgee State. I've been coaching them for 15 years. Okay, I know what I'm seeing out there on the field. I know what I'm seeing. I'm seeing footwork. He can throw the ball well. You know, he's got presence under pressure. He's got the tangibles that it takes to be a starting quarterback in the league. That Carolina game broke him. Man, what the fuck you doing, Desmond? Listen, man, I was one of them guys. I was on the Desmond train. I gotta get off today, man. I gotta get off today. I can't do it. Coach, don't go off the hinge. Fuck that, man. I'm going off the hinge. You can't throw the ball directly to the goddamn defender. What happened to them tangibles? What happened to that vision? See, it don't take me that long to find out if a guy's the goods or not. It don't. Certain things I see, I'm like, ooh, that don't look good, bro. Like, how did you not see that goddamn? How did you not see that damn middle linebacker right there? How did you not see him? The guy waved at you before he picked the ball off. When Kirk Cousins, when we lost to the Saints, I said, okay. That next week, I'm like, man, something up. We over here talking about there needs to be a case study on how a quarterback can fall off that badly that quick. We talked about maybe there's an injury somewhere. You know, there were a lot of things. There were a lot of things that, you know, we saw. And shout out, there's other content creators saw the same exact thing. But there was some fans. I remember Ritter. That war lasted a year. Ritter gonna go somewhere else, man, and Ritter gonna show y'all. Y'all don't appreciate shit in Atlanta. Y'all ain't appreciate Matt Ryan. Y'all ain't appreciate Desmond. Desmond gonna go somewhere and do some things, man. Dez ain't even on the team no more. Matt Ryan got cut in Indy. Now he on TV. Julio Hammies, well, I don't think anybody said anything about Julio leaving, just the way he left. Julio Hammies fall off the bone. You notice most guys, when they leave Atlanta, their career is effectively over. The only guy I can really remember recently that left Atlanta and did decent somewhere else was Brent Grimes. Desmond Trufant, you don't need, dude, when he left, you ain't even hear nobody talk about him. Calvin Ridley. If it's one thing I know, fam, I know what I'm seeing on offense. There's plenty of guys that got me on defense. But I can see certain things on offense. I'm like, yeah, this ain't going to work. They're going to have to change this. They're going to have to change that. Early on in the season, where I said, man, I would be running Algier and Bijan at the same time every time. If you're going to run this goddamn shotgun / pistol, I want to see both of them. Didn't do that for a handful of games. Now they starting to do it. That's why I can tell this guy, Zach Robinson, is unqualified as an OC. And Raheem Morris, the question for Raheem that a lot of people have asked, what does Raheem really do well? Monte Carlo. Yeah, Nate Lamb is doing his thing. I'll give him that. Artavia says Vic Beasley left and supposedly became a pastor. Tack was the same thing. Man, Tack making it to the NFL, that was his goal. Just him making it to the NFL. That was Tack's goal. But yeah, I low-key feel bad for Ritter because Arthur Smith's decision single-handedly ruined his career. But at the same time, I mean, you can put a lot. Marcus Mariota, not really being there to support him. And now we're hearing the same shit about our quarter. This man's talking about his fiance. No matter what happens, he goes home, his fiance hugs him on the sidelines. And again, that troubles me, man. That troubles me. And here's another thing that Luke, yeah, there are a couple. God, he plays on defense. I just saw him Sunday play. there are a few that did good. This is the sidelines I like to see early on in the season, and this happened more than once. Travis Kelce and Andy Reid over there going at it on the sideline. I'm talking going at it. Travis giving it, Andy giving it. Then they ask Andy Reid about it. Well, it's football. I expect that. I like that fire. That's what I like to see, that, because these are guys that actually give a fuck about the game. And they got rings. They got chips. But there's still that fire. Do we have that? Who's actually ran up on Raheem and tell him, you fucking suck? I think Ray. That's the reason it wasn't football purposes. It wasn't that. Because Ray could have still been productive for the team. He probably got cut. Conduct detrimental. By telling y'all fucking ass. This man don't know what he fucking doing. You don't know what you fucking doing. And you fired the wide receivers coach while the special teams coach still got his goddamn job. Ray was probably asking some of the questions that need to be fucking answered here. And cowardly, he was a healthy scratch and then cut. Meanwhile, the people that are trash still here. Y'all don't have a problem cutting kickers. And I don't even want to hear, well, if you get rid of the OC, who you got to call plays. Fam, at this point, Yogi Bear can come out the woods with Boo Boo and draw up plays. I don't give a fuck who you have drawing up plays. It's the principle of it. We don't tolerate this shit here. It's the principle. Look at Dayball. They got rid of Dayball. The goddamn quarterback got hurt. Russell Wilson comes in, they lose the game, and they get rid of Dayball. But it's ironic that the two players that were under his tenure, Saquon Barkley went and won a ring because they didn't want to pay Saquon Barkley, only to turn around and pay Daniel Jones $120 million. They get rid of him. They got the best record in the fucking league. Now, did Daniel Jones play great Sunday? Not really. But they won. And the offensive coordinator on their side was just smart enough to be like, hey, listen, just give Jonathan Taylor the ball. Because we was putting Daniel Jones on his motherfucking ass. Man was bleeding out the mouth and everything. He paid for that win. But it's about time, man. Unfortunately, we're going to have to endure these motherfuckers for the rest of the year. If we lose to Carolina and Atlanta finally decides to pull the plug on Zach and Raheem, it ain't even going to make sense at that point. It's not even going to make sense. Oh, so it took Carolina beating us again for you to fire these guys. That's what it took? Okay. But again, I feel like if they're going to lose a lot of this fan base, man, I'm telling you. And this is part of Arthur Blank's biggest weakness as an owner. He lets guys sit here and fuck up for life, damn near. If you sign a contract with Arthur, he damn near feels like he's obligated to let you ride that whole goddamn thing out unless it falls completely off the wheels. We kept Dan Quinn a season too long. Art, I understand why they gave him the rope, but it was very apparent he was going to get fired. I don't even understand the rope they given Raheem. I don't even understand that. But, you know, in the words of Judge Joe Brown, when you're accustomed to trash, you're just liable to let trash lay in the street. You know, when you haven't been anywhere and done anything, you know, there's really no expectation to really light a fire up underneath your butt and do things that you need to do to properly achieve the goal that you intended and set out to achieve. So now you got the fan base all up in arms and a quarterback that looks like he's beside himself because he knows the offensive coordinator is pure indignant trash and the head coach doesn't know what he's doing. He's over his head. So you have to say all the right things and you got to keep saying we're going to fix this and fix that. But then the whole system is broken. So how do you fix that when it starts off at the top? It is what it is, man. We're going to have to endure this shit until the offseason. And there ain't even no guarantee the front office going to get it right then. Because there is a power struggle that involves Rich McKay, whether people believe that shit or not. There's a reason this motherfucker's been here for 20 plus years. There is a power struggle up there. And they hire guys that get in line. They don't hire guys that can win you ball games. Look at the track record. Tell me I'm lying. So the next guy that they hire, I'm at a point, I'll be shocked if they hire somebody that is capable of winning. I will be shocked. There's a greater chance of them giving another guy his first crack at head coach that ain't never proven anything. There's more of a chance of that. So again, man, it's going to get to a point. I'm just going to come on here and just start talking like Judge Joe Brown the entire goddamn live. So they looked at all these candidates for the job. You know, they had a couple that had a couple Super Bowls under the belt. And they had some that, you know, made the playoffs the last couple of years, but they bypassed all of those guys to get a first timer who's never done anything, never achieved anything. He was a former quarterback for about 2 years before he got cut. You know, this is what we call football malfeasance. Fam, at this point, you got to bring in guys. I don't care if they won one chip as a coach. I don't care. You know, a lot of people looking at Gruden, and I'd take Gruden right now over Raheem Morris in a fucking heartbeat. Because one thing you know about Gruden, I don't even think Raheem Morris likes football. I'm just being honest. I don't even think he likes it. That man walks around wearing the paraphernalia. No notepad. Nothing. Not a broken pencil inside. This man actually shows up. He gets out of the car. And the only thing that changes from him being in the car to on the field is a headset. That's it. I don't like coaches like that. I like coaches that take notes. And I like coaches that'll walk over to that offensive coordinator or that defensive coordinator, have a chat. I like coaches that'll talk to players And I like coaches that'll actually raise hell to a ref. Raheem don't do none of that. Raheem throw the challenge flag and be over there having a goddamn just a regular conversation. Instead of being over there like, how the fuck did you not see that hold? I like coaches that are invested in the team like the fans are. You see, Andy Reid does it. A lot of, even both Harbaughs do it. Raheem he there. What's the difference between him and the water boy? Oh, my bad. The water boy actually has something in their fucking hands. We lose. Raheem walks over there, smiles, and chats it up. And then hit the goddamn press conference. We just we got out coached. They played harder than us, and there were a couple things we have to address and we have to fix up, and we'll get those things done, and we'll take the proper steps to make sure that this doesn't happen again. And tell us about Zach Robinson's play calling on third down. What's going on with that, coach? Well, I have the utmost respect in Zach, and I think Zach will get it done. Zach will get it cleaned up, and we'll work on some things in practice, and we'll get out there, and next Sunday we'll put those into good use, and hopefully come out with a win. Next Sunday comes, we lose again. Repeat everything I just said. That's pretty much Raheem Morris in a nutshell. Pretty much. I need some dog in my coach, man. I need some dog. Raheem is an emotionless waste of coaching space. And it all goes downhill. Look at the players. Look at their body language. Michael Penix makes a bad throw, comes to the sideline with his head down. I'm telling him, put your head up. Don't ever come to the sideline with your head down. Keep it up. That does a lot. Just manhood. Just manhood. I always say this. Confidence is the cologne of champions. And you can smell it from a mile away. Right now, this team ain't got no confidence. And if you ain't got no confidence, you ain't got no swag. But confidence is indeed the cologne of champions. That unfortunately our head coach has never sprayed on himself, ever. But historically, we finding ways to lose. I'm just kind of like, God, how did that happen? Like, I've been a fan for a while. Every week it's something. And it's getting to a point to where you have to laugh. You have to laugh. And it's getting so bad, I'm thinking your boy Heem out here point shaving, bro. But the media, man, I got a bone to pick with y'all too. Some of these goddamn softball questions y'all giving, y'all need to start holding these motherfuckers' feet to the fire. And again, I know it's a professional stage. But one of these guys have to honestly ask him, Raheem, do you think your job is even safe at the end of the season? That's a very professional and realistic question. Not disrespectful. Do you even think your job is safe, bro? Just let's keep it a stat. Do you think you're going to be here next year? And his response would probably be, well, I don't know. I can't answer that. We're just going day by day. We're getting ready to, prepare for Sunday. And that's as far as I'm looking. Whatever happens in the offseason will happen. You know, we're in the process of fixing things and making sure that, you know, the fundamentals are set there. And, you know, that's where my mind is as a coach. My mind is on Carolina. It's not the offseason. It's probably some dumb shit like that. But in the back of his mind, he know he gone. He know he gone. The only way your job is safe is if some of these delusional fans get their wish and you run the table. But at this point, even running the table, I mean, could you get in the playoffs? Put you at 11-6. But I don't think they even capable of winning Sunday. So I'm like, run. It starts with one game. I get that, but y'all playing the team that gave y'all a goose egg. 0. Now, this game right here. This is why I think that Raheem is gone. And he should be gone after Carolina. If you can't get your guys to get up and play one game, which should be this game. This team embarrassed you. This should be the game right here. There's some get back. If they come out and they flat in this game, bruh. We gonna start, man. If we lose to Carolina, I promise you this. When I go live, we talking about what y'all watching. What y'all been watching aside from football? What new shows out? What movies have you seen? That's gonna be the whole goddamn stream, because I refuse to lose my goddamn mind. That's what the whole stream gonna be about. I bullshit you not. And then if we win, it's gonna be a close. It's gonna be a very quick show. We're gonna smoke. We're gonna smoke an honorary pack real quick, and then we're gonna get the fuck off. What's going on, Big Low? What it do, Bo? He says if Raheem cleans things up and goes 8-9, do you think they run it back with Raheem? I can't see it, fam. I can't see it. This team is better than 8-9. But I right now, I honestly don't think we're going to get the 8 wins. Carolina's a start, but you got to win for a whole month to get to 7 wins. I don't. They're going to drop one of these games. And it seems like the Saints got a Band-Aid with their quarterback. Was it Shaw or Show? That ain't even guaranteed now. Here's how bad it is. The Saints have been losing all year, and they one game behind us. They had a record of 1-8. They're one game behind us, fam. But I can't see on what planet, because Arthur Blank got to start thinking money-wise, business-wise. How can you bring this guy back? How? You'd have to fire the coordinator. I mean, I guess your easy out would be he takes a job in college, so he left on his own. But I don't see it, man. I honestly think that Ulbrich wasn't a Raheem guy. I think the front office brought Ulbrich in. So you'd have to take his pick for offensive coordinator off the table. That would probably come from the front office. And then I'd ask myself this. If we had to bring a defensive coordinator and an offensive coordinator in here to help you out, why are you even the coach? Because he's not doing anything now. He ain't taking no playbook from the offensive coordinator and said, man, fuck this. Let me do it. Blue 23, computer love, half zig route, left 53, go. He ain't even doing no shit like that. Martha Stewart on 6. Snoop Dogg slant. Computer Love Boogie. 5-6 on 2. Go. Like he nothing. This motherfucker just sitting there chewing gum, bro. Okay, this one is gonna beat the prevent. Y'all ready for this one? Knick knack, patty whack, give a dog a bone on 3. This man ain't doing nothing. To me, he's a mascot. Masquerading as a coach. That's why I don't think we get to 8-9. I honestly don't. Barely got there last year. And when you look at what Arthur Smith did with less, I can't justify it. Juwan said, Blue 80, Tom Brady, Tracy McGrady. Michael Jordan, Michael B. Jordan, Jordan Peele. Nando says, Mark, do you think that Arthur Blank will finally remove McKay and clean house with the whole staff, including Terry Fontenot? No, he's not going to remove McKay. I think, the general consensus is guys like McKay don't get, they fail upwards. They don't fail downwards. So a guy's been sitting here for 20 years. He's not going to get fired and not have a job. Those guys fail upwards, unfortunately. Like Donald Trump. They fail upward. It wouldn't surprise me if Rich McKay ends up being the goddamn the commish before all this is over and said and done with. Those guys fail to the top. So Rich McKay at this point is almost bulletproof. Unfortunately, a Blank ain't firing this guy no time soon. Now, the other guys, I can see Terry being just a casualty of war. Hey, man, we saw the team you put together, but we haven't made playoffs since you've been here. I mean, Terry Fontenot's got a legitimate case, man. God damn it, look at the draft I've given you. I went and got the players on defense. I went and got a generational talent. I fucked up with Kyle Pitts. I get that. But he had potential in his first season. Couldn't really go out and campaign for a quarterback because I was cash strapped when I got here. We were still footing Julio's bill and Matt Ryan's bill. But the minute we got some cash, I went out there and made some moves. I got Jesse. I got guys that can do some things. Darnell Mooney was good in his first year. Then he gets hurt. I had Tyler Algier sitting there as a RB3. I got you what you needed. Y'all had my hands tied. I didn't hire Arthur Smith. And I damn sure didn't hire Raheem. He can probably say that behind closed doors because I don't believe that your boy hired Raheem either. Just based on how quickly things transpired. And remember, Rich is in these rooms when these important decisions are made. When you've been 20 years deep and you're the CEO, you can get inside the owner's ear. Hey, listen, if Bill comes here, Bill's going to want control of everything. He's going to want control of the draft. He's going to want control of the personnel, his staff. He's going to want us out the way. He's not going to want us to be able to interfere with this team. And I don't really think that's something that we need. Well, what do you say, Rich? What do we need? We need a guy that can come in here, for the culture, been here before, and somebody we can control. Somebody that'll get in line when we need to. You want to know how I think that's how the conversation went? Look at how they did Terry Fontenot. when we fired Arthur Smith, and instead of Fontenot being sitting there with blank, it was Rich McKay. And Arthur's at a point where he's like, shit, man, whatever, you know. He ain't trying to win, damn. And fans are paying the price. "10 years, you're going to start seeing these commercials running. Have you or a family member been diagnosed with falconitis? If so, you may be eligible for cash payout. "10 years, you're going to start seeing commercials like that pull up. Ken Nugent going to be representing some of us. One call, that's all. And I'm going to be saying to myself, I'm calling. Not only can I prove I got a goddamn case, I got video evidence that goes back 10 years. I got falconitis, bro. I got falconitis badly. I be waking up in cold sweats. Motherfucker be sleep. Just wake up 23, 22, 20, 23. Calm down, baby. 28, 3. Calm down. I'm here. Go back to sleep, baby. Yeah, I'm calling that number. You got family members calling. Yeah. So my grandpa, every Sunday, he just sits outside and just like stares into the wilderness. How long has he been a Falcons fan? Since 67. Okay, what's your name again? Everybody getting paid. I'm definitely getting mine. But just all the dysfunction that has gone on, I don't put this on Terry. But if they get Terry out of here, it's like, man, we got the chaos with Kirk Cousins. You know, then you add the Raheem stuff in there, the Ray stuff in there. Then you got, you know, a coach the fan base hates. You got the OC that the fan base hates. You know, you got a month losing streak again. I don't think anybody survives but McKay, unfortunately. And as much as I hate to say this, because I know they're not going to fire Rich McKay, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with cleaning house. It's about the logo to me. So as much as I appreciate what Terry Fontenot did, if we got to clean house to get wins, so be it. But I think there's going to be a lot of pushback on this next coaching hire. And they're not going to be able to justify bringing in another first timer with no weight on them. I don't see it. If you bring in a Mike McCarthy, you bring in a Josh Gruden, you bring in one of those guys, at least I can sit there and say they got a chip. At least I can say that. But they can't come with no goddamn the Atlanta Falcons. You have Adam Schefter. This just in. The Atlanta Falcons have hired Ted McKinley as their head coach. Who? Nah, that ain't good enough for me. No. If I gotta say who, when we hire our next coach, that's an issue. I need this steak with some seasoning on it. We need a well-done coach in here. We settling for spam and shit. No lie. Take that spam out. You fry it. There's motherfuckers that know what they're doing with some spam. But if I got to choose between a steak and some spam, I forgot how to spell spam. But this is going to be the one, man. I think there's some people that are still holding on to hope that we can run the table. We can run the table. There's some guys out there still holding on to hope. Boy, if you lose to Carolina, that's some broken hearts right there. And as much as as much as I hate to see it, the crash out is funny. The ones that were still holding on for Desmond Ridder. After that Carolina game, boy, those crash outs were epic. Because it felt like betrayal. When you out there standing by yourself on an island, and you standing 10 toes, and you start to realize that island is quicksand, yeah, it's not a good feeling. I think one of the reasons, man, a lot of you guys rock with me. I've been doing this for a while now. I rarely miss on offense. And this is not me bragging or, patting myself on the back, which I could because I got long arms. I can usually spot something offensively and tell it ain't gonna work. Quick. Now, defensively, you got plenty of guys out here that know what they talking about. But I can see the offense go up to the line and immediately see where that ball needs to go. Just based off the defense. I'm like, yep, that's going to be open right there. The reason why I know Zach's offense is trash is we figured this out early. Now you got guys like Kurt Warner out here. Guys that played the game. Guys that have hardware. Or guys that have played the position and not had hardware. They're saying the same shit. Have I been wrong? Yeah. I'm one of these, man, listen, I'm one of these I hope we run the table. Oh, not only would I be wrong, I've done it I don't know how many times. I get on here, hey, I was dead wrong about that. But in closing, man, give Michael Penix some grace. He's still learning that position, man. Hell, he's still learning footwork, which we just heard Desmond Ridder about an hour ago in Oakland talking about learning footwork. Jeffrey says Grand Theft Auto 6 will drop before the Falcons turn shit around. I don't know, man. They pushed Grand Theft Auto back to, what is that, September or something next year. It's supposed to be out in May. I don't know. We got some time to turn it around before Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out. But I will tell you this. Whenever Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, man, I hope these jobs are ready for that. There's going to be a lot of sick motherfuckers calling in. Once it drops, you go have people. Hello, Kroger. How can I help you? Yeah, this Dominique. What manager is there? Mr. Smith. Fuck. Yeah, put him on the phone. Mr. Smith, how can I help you? Hey, what's going on, man? I don't think I'm gonna make it today. Man, I don't know what I ate last night, man, but I got the stomach flu, and I don't know if I'm I might have to go to the doctor, man, and I don't know. All right, man, we'll get better and Call us later on today or tomorrow. All right, man. I'll do that. All right. Have a good one. Hey, man, crank that bitch up real quick. Hey, I got dibs, motherfucker. I bought the game. I got dibs. Like, you're going to get a whole lot of that shit. Women, the few women that listen to this, give your man some grace. Give him some grace. Because I'm telling you, motherfuckers is going to be gone off that GTA for at least a week. At least. And some women don't understand it. He been on that game all goddamn day. Well, girl, it is GTA. That shit hit, man, you talking about Grand Theft Auto 5. This is how important this shit is, because I am a bit of a nerd too. Grand Theft Auto 5 is the most successful piece of entertainment of all time. Let me repeat this. The highest grossing piece of entertainment material, period. We're talking movies. We're talking, Grand Theft Auto 5 still making billions of dollars. And when Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, I didn't have a single gray hair. Not one. That's how long ago that's been. I was barely into my 30s. I'm gonna need the Falcons to start winning before that. We still got some time. We might have a month before it comes out. Maybe. But before I get out of here, man, let me put y'all on the game real quick on the show. I think y'all should be watching. If Carolina wins this game, we'll be talking about this amongst many other things. But there's a hold on, let me see if I can put this up real quick, and then I'm gonna hop my ass off here. Okay. All right. So, okay. Let me see if I can share this with you guys. There's a couple of shows, but this one right here, I think y'all will like. This show right here. They're 2 episodes deep. Anybody that knows me knows I'm a movie fanatic. That is my number one love right there. More so the Falcons, believe it or not. I am a movie fanatic. And I love shows. In my 44 years, I don't think I've seen a show like this before. Which is rare. But by the second episode, I'm like, what in the entire fuck? That and Welcome to Derry, but it's a spinoff. That show is a spinoff of a franchise. This show right here, bro, it's on Apple TV. If you guys have Apple TV or have a way to watch this, wink, wink, I'd say catch this as soon as possible, fam. This is an absolute. Well, it's got a good start. I'm not going to call it a fantastic show yet. This is a show y'all need to catch early. Now, when I had my old Facebook page, I probably put up more movie content than I did Falcons content because I was in a Falcons group. So I was like, I don't need to put this on my personal page. But there's a show called From. I know y'all have heard of that show. I was campaigning for that show from the first episode, and a lot of people that were on my old page, they started to catch on about episode 3 or episode 4, right? That's why I'm telling y'all, this one right here, it's best that I don't tell y'all anything about this show, so you walk into it blind. If you've seen a trailer, it still doesn't really tell you a lot about the show. So I would just say catch this show. The name of the show is called Pluribus. It's on Apple TV. I think it's only got 2 episodes out so far. But I don't think I've seen anything like it. Like I said, if the Falcons lose, we will be talking about tons of this shit. Because I just simply refuse to talk about another L to Carolina. What's going on, Smitty? What's happening, fam? But that's what we'll be talking about. We'll be talking about shows, movies, goddamn video game, everything but the Falcons if they drop to Carolina. It's one thing to get whooped by your little brother once. It's one thing to get whooped once. This is the game right here I expect everybody to be locked in on, to beat the dog shit out this team. If you can't beat this team, the motivation is gone. The confidence is gone. There's no reason at this point why you should keep Raheem or Zach. You'd be on a 5-game losing streak, which is worse than what you had last year. The irony of this game is last year we snapped it by playing an Oakland team that nobody had going anywhere. Carolina's kind of similar. They're overachieving this year, but they're hot and cold this year too. But if they lose, this is what we'll be talking about on Sunday. With that being said and done, fam, I appreciate everybody in the chat like I always do. For those that are watching this later, man, I appreciate you guys catching the show. If you're at work, I hope I entertained you for 2 hours. At least I took 2 hours off your shift. So that's always a win, man. But we will reconvene on Sunday, man. With that being said and done, your boy is out of here. Peace.